one of my blue lock goats. You know what I'm saying? I may have just subbed to him on this channel. This is a new channel. I just wanted to sub on him already because I've already been watching his content before becoming a reaction channel. You know, he dropped a blue lock theory. This is a theory I wanted to hold on to and, you know, watch as a reaction video, you know, because I watched this one and it was fucking heat. I like this theory, and I feel like most of his theories are pretty on point and they're most realistic, you know, no glaze, but I'll be liking his theories, and I want to see what he's gonna say about SHIDOU. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna put his YouTube username in the description, you know, give him credits and whatnot, and link his channel so y'all can go to his video directly to support it, and his channel to support it. So, you know, shout out to Edo Assassin. I hate my extensions sometimes, bro.
France just over the horizon, and the reveal of Hugo, a new generation 11 representing France alongside Loki and Charles. Many are wondering what this guy is even capable of. I mean, when on a team with the fastest player and most unpredictable player, Hugo gotta be moving like the dudes from Shaolin Soccer. But amongst the discourse over what this dude is truly capable of, I believe that I've discovered not only what threat that Hugo will pose to the Blue Lock,
because hold on, he said Isagi, oh shit. He said, Loki said, how does he look to you, Hugo? And then he said, totally unsuitable. We need to figure out, how can I say this? We need to figure out what does that mean, and what that means could determine what type of player he is, you feel me? So maybe Assassin got some, you know, let me let him cook. Let my dog cook real quick.
Also the demon capable of defeating him for good.
How does SHIDOU
want to
work
remind
into
you guys
this?
that this video is simply just a theory, and it's made in hindsight, and if I happen to be wrong when the match eventually drops, nothing I can do about it. I'll be wrong. But also, I want to leave a spoiler.
Hey man, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. Man, it's a theory at the end of the day.
Chapters of the Blue Lock manga,
it's not supposed to be something taken to literal.
I would suggest you click off this video now if you wish to not be spoiled. Starting off, if we're going to figure out how Japan is even going to be dealing with this dude, we have to figure out what this dude is even capable of.
Exactly.
And that's much harder than you think. Excluding the fact that Hugo has only a single chapter of involvement in the series, he even less so has 3 panels across that chapter with only a single line of dialogue. How exactly can we figure out what Hugo is capable of from just that? Well, let's look at what exactly he says. In a conversation with Loki, Hugo asked Loki about his interest and Isagi. And since Loki decided to dodge the question better than Sofa Itoshi dodged the group stage because he was scared of a Nazi, Loki fires the question back at Hugo, to which Hugo responds that he thinks that Isagi is totally unsuitable. Now, fan translations had Hugo talking about how Isagi's adaptation is inconsistent or subpar, and while it is a fan translation and therefore the incorrect translation, it may not be as far off as you may think. Hugo referring to Isagi as unsuitable means something about him is unsuitable. But what could be unsuitable about him? Is it his position as a striker, his adaptability weapon, his dick riding by the mangaka, and for some reason every player in the entire story? Well, what about all of those things?
Damn.
What if Hugo believes that Isagi's desire to be a striker is unfounded and unreasonable due to Isagi's style of adaptation? See, when you think of adaptation, what do you envision?
Hold on, I gotta say, I peeped the cheekity in the back. Is that, wait, I can't tell is this, what goal was that? I see Isagi right, I didn't even see that. Yo, I never even, like, maybe it's because I never watched his videos on my computer for real, but damn, I never seen these.
What do you think of?
This looks like Isagi's 2-gun volley. Or am I tripping? Because I see the little, you know, the wind up right here. It has to be.
Educated people might think of the quality of being able to adjust to new conditions, while even more educated people would think of Super Natsuki. But when you apply that definition to Isagi, he doesn't really adapt now, does he? He more or less adapts things to him. During the Nigeria game, he's inspired by Onazi's technique to create his own variation of that shot, but he himself isn't really adapting. He's just adjusting the circumstances to suit himself, rather than adjusting himself.
I want to say this too. Hold on.
If anything, Ryo's copy ability is closer to adaptation.
Hold up, Assassin. I want to say this too. This is very important.
Isn't really adapting. He's just
go back one more.
Own variation.
He doesn't say it.
Of that shot.
Damn.
But he himself
Isagi says, nope, it was a total ad lib. Hold on, I gotta find the chapter. Right here. He said that was a crazy, Aiku says that was a crazy new technique you tried out. How much of that did you plan? And then Isagi says none of it. That last shot was a total ad lib. I don't know. That don't sound good to me. And then when Hugo comes here and says totally unsuitable, then I come back to this panel, it's just like, that gives me a bad feeling. I don't know. So you feel me?
Isn't really adapting. He's just adjusting the circumstances to suit himself, rather than adjusting himself to suit the circumstances. If anything, Ryo's copy ability is closer to adaptation than anything.
Like,
Isagi took Onazi's weapon and changed it to suit himself as opposed to changing himself to suit the shot. I believe that point is what Hugo is identifying as unsuitable. And because of this, he believes that Isagi is unfit to play as a striker, since his style of adaptation is one that isn't of a striker's quality. Because even amongst other strikers, Isagi's style and presence as a striker is kind of unique to the class. Excluding Kaiser, Isagi is the only high-tier talented learner goal scorer. And even with Kaiser, he still has that lightning-fast Kaiser impact weapon to mask himself as a genius. As a striker, Isagi really doesn't take things to the next level, rather adjust things to his current level to prop himself up. That's probably what Hugo thinks is subpar about him, or inconsistent, or unsuitable. Because of this identification, I believe that Hugo is a talented learner himself. Being able to identify something like this from Isagi would take a keen eye, and based on his overall build, which looks way more lean in comparison to other geniuses, it seems to reason that Hugo might be a talented learner as well. But then, what position would he play? Well, I think that Hugo will be a goalkeeper. Many people want to see Hugo as a defender, or a defensive midfielder, or an offensive player alongside Loki and Charles. But I think narratively, a goalkeeper might be the best option. When you think of a new generation 11 goalkeeper, you're probably imagining someone like Murasaki Bar from Kuroko's Basket, or someone with a build like Escanor from 7 Deadly Frames. But what if the new generation 11 goalkeeper wasn't someone with incredible height, or incredible strength, or an incredible build, or incredible reflexes, but instead was someone with an incredible intellect? A keeper with high analytical ability. The reason that Hugo called Isagi's adaptation unsuitable is because his style of adaptation is inferior to his own. Hugo's ability as a goalkeeper would be to adapt himself to any style of shot that he sees based on data that he calculates from his position at the net, potentially using metavision to ensure he never lets those shots pass him. This would be an incredible counter to Gagamaru, the only solid goalkeeper that we have in the series. Gagamaru runs off of instinct, the natural impulses that compel a genius to their peak performances. And based on Ego's teachings and training methods for Gagamaru during the 2-week period, he told Gagamaru to learn how to be a keeper, to not just use his head, but to use his entire body. This would parallel to Hugo, the new generation 11 goalkeeper who adapts to every shot using his brain and using his head to compensate for a frame that appears to be less than stellar for a goalkeeper. And as a talented learner, this means he has access to the vision ability known as metavision. He could observe from the net and analyze everyone's styles, ranges, and techniques to compensate.
Yeah, if he has, oh my gosh. A goalkeeper with metavision sounds like a nightmare. Oh my gosh. You know, let me not look at the comments, because maybe they might put up some shit. But
for any scenario, adapting to it in the perfect way.
Because I don't know what else could he have been, realistically, especially if he's a new gen too. And we've already had, say, Bunny, Kaiser, fucking, who else? Okay, yeah. Say Bunny, Kaiser, yeah, midfielder, forward. We have 3 forwards. They don't even, we can't even see what he is. It doesn't even say it. Oh, it doesn't even say it. He might be a goalkeeper. I can see it. Oh yeah. Extremely dismissive, possibly observant, and quick to point out flaws. Hugo means mind, intellect, brighten mind and spirit. Yep. Definitely an intelligent type player, a talented learner, maybe a goalkeeper, but not for sure. High possibility though.
Also be inspired by Hugo Loris, a French.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
What? Keeper currently playing for Los Angeles FC. Loris's strengths as a keeper were his lightning fast reflexes, his strong shot-stopping ability, and his excellent command over the penalty area. A talented learner goalkeeper with adaptation to shooting techniques from opponents would perfectly explain not only Hugo's comments, but would add parallels to existing characters in the series, since geniuses seem to dominate the space in terms of flashy performances. But assuming this is how Hugo likes to play, how exactly is Blue Lock supposed to deal with him? Well, I'm sure you saw the thumbnail, I'm sure you read the title, you know who's going to be the main man for this matchup. That being Blue Lock's pink horny devil, Shido motherfucking Ryusa. Shido, out of any Blue Locker in the project, hell, the entire series, is the perfect character to match up against Hugo, assuming he is an adaptability goalkeeper. First off, as a keeper, Hugo would be the one stopping all of the shots from going in the net. And for Shido, scoring goals is his entire livelihood, his reason for living, his purpose for playing, his desire for busting nuts. Scoring goals is what he's made to do on the pitch. But also, Shido is just the perfect character to counter anybody with an adaptability weapon. At the current points of the series, the only character that Isagi has been unable to adapt to is Shido. In the PXG game, he couldn't read Charles or Shido's potential link-up despite using Metavision alongside Hiyori. Even earlier, he was this untamed striker of Blue Lock that only Sai could capitalize on. And in terms of being a Freedom Genius player, Shido is like the best version of that archetype as a striker. So going against Hugo, who can adapt to any shot, Shido is basically his kryptonite. Even if Hugo adapts to one style of Shido's goal scoring, he's just gonna switch it up and do something completely different the next time. Plus, it clashes so well with each character's spatial awareness. Shido's core striking talent is his penalty area perfection, which is his innate sense of positioning and scoring within the goal box. Challenge that against Hugo's analytical and adaptability talent within the box, it just presents the battle of the immovable object and the unstoppable force. Shido's incredible goal scoring perfection versus Hugo's adaptable goalkeeping defense. It's the perfect new rivalry for the series, especially with all of the Isagi glaze of late. Every new gen in the series has somehow acknowledged and glazed Isagi lately. Hugo is the only one who hasn't, so please let him be a rival to someone else in the series. Someone like Shido, for instance, who has almost had zero rivals in the story and has been narratively put to the top of the story with zero support or justification for it as a character. The closest thing he has to a rival is Kunigami, so please, it would be perfect for him to be a rival with Hugo. And this style of goalkeeper, or just this style of player, is the exact perfect rival to Shido to force him to awaken. Shido from day
one, he gets development, his story, his background, and therefore he gets his justification for why he's in the top 3 spot. Okay, I can see. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I kind of, you know, if yeah, this is an option. This is something I would want to happen.
One has barely
It's a possibility.
With this placement of Hugo as a goalkeeper, it will force Shido to evolve. Have Shido continuously get stopped and adapted to by Hugo, essentially challenging Shido's ideology as a player. A striker whose life entirely consists of scoring goals, and now he can't do that. So what is left for him to do? This perfectly connects to Shido's training from Ego, being tasked to do everything on his bucket list. His life goals have all been completed. Scoring goals is the only thing that gives him purpose, and now it's taken away. This is where you could get a Shido backstory and awakening as a player, developing him in a way that he's never been in before. He's faced with restrictions beyond what he can handle, beyond what anyone can save him from or grant him. And now he's forced into a position where he has to generate that freedom for himself.
Oh my gosh, this could be generational for this nigga. Oh my gosh, this could be generational. This could be generational. Kaneshiro, come on. This is the perfect game for Shido. This is the perfect time. This is the time. Now, after Side B, come on. Like, Isagi can have his redemption in the England game somehow. I don't know. Or maybe even, no, he's going to have his redemption game in the France game too. He's going to figure out how to get through Hugo. Like on some either first or second selection Isagi type shit. It's you know what I'm saying? It's gonna feel like that. Hopefully. You know, they don't have to win, but you know how Isagi does. You know, he figures something out in the end, and he's able to use that to almost, you know, prove himself in the end, or actually prove himself in the end. You know, so you know, hopefully something like that happens, and including Shidou's, you know, backstory and whatnot, development. That shit sounds
from
fire.
these restrictions tying him down and find meaning in life again. Find a way to score a super goal. It's the perfect development for Shidou as a striker, and the perfect role for Hugo in the story. And that's just simply my theory as to how Shidou will be the key to defeating Hugo in the match against France. Now, like I mentioned, this is just a theory, and if when we get to the France match I'm entirely wrong about that, then there's really nothing I can do.
Yeah.
But aside from that, I hope you guys did enjoy this video and this
I'd be
theory,
hurt,
and
though.
will continue to
it to
enjoy
be
it in
true,
the
bro.
future. I just wanted to leave a final reminder to join my Discord server if you're ever interested in getting any more involved with our amazing community. As for the question of the video, what do you think Hugo's style will be like? Leave me your thoughts down below in the comment section. And like always, thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe to see more awesome Blue Lock content just like this.
Honestly, I genuinely agree. As I said, I don't disagree with it. Because a new gen goalkeeper is something people have been asking for, and we've already had we have 3 forwards, 1 defender, and 1 midfielder. You know, might as well, we have 5 other, you know, members, so who knows what their positions could be. We could have more defenders, and you know, maybe another forward, probably, most likely, you know, but or another midfielder. You never know. But I do agree with this theory of Shidou potentially being the one to defeat Hugo. You know, is Yori gonna be the one passing? You know what I'm saying? You know, who's gonna be the passer? Who gonna make my boy evolve? I like it. Plus, it keeps the theme of Isagi letting off others to evolve. I love some. Yes, I was thinking something like this. I just wonder if they do that. I wonder what they would do, but I definitely could see that. Hugo suits the role of a defensive midfielder more. Yeah, I was thinking something like that. It's like a sort of midfielder or something. Either that or goalkeeper. But with this theory, I would love for him to be a freaking goalkeeper, for Shidou to evolve through, you know, give him development so he could be a proper character to others, and so people could stop shit talking him. You know, because he has gotten shit talked, and it's reasonable, because you know the nigga has no development, and he deserves it. Now, how the hell people mad as hell that Barrow is still was under him in the biddings. He should get it. If he doesn't, if he doesn't get it this game, I'm gonna be a little hurt, because this is kind of the perfect game for him too, because you know he's kind of getting hot, like hinted at of being in this game anyway. So hopefully we see something, you know. So I kind of hope this theory is true, but. That being said, y'all, if y'all want to see more, you know, reactions to Blue Lock content like this, let me know in the comments down below. Subscribe to Edo Assassin. You know, I'm gonna leave his channel in the description of this video. You know, go support the original video as well, and you know, sub up to bro. But if you want to see more videos like this, as I said before, go ahead, leave a like, comment, subscribe, set the bell to nothing that makes the content. And I'll see y'all in the next video, y'all.
I control the pace, got you bound from the start. She said she could be meaner, tossing storms like Katrina. Is she really down for me? Cause I caught her on my meter. I still love her, but it's really not the truth. I could hit out the park, you could call me Babe Ruth. I just wish we see the truth from the start. We was having fights, couldn't see you in my heart. Still think shit could have been worked out.